Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Namaste and welcome. Master Lady Kira Ra here. And you know, every time we go live, it comes on faster than we think. So, hey, I'm asking you, we're going to do that again because this group here at Tosa Blue Mountain is capable of a much better wave to welcome you. So, how about welcome, everybody, right? There it is. Because that's what's going on right here. Hey, everybody. At Tosa Blue Mountain. And I'm getting feedback. Hold on. And you know, every time we go live, it comes on faster than we think. So, hey, I'm asking you, we're going to do that again because this group here at Tosa Blue Mountain is capable of a much better wave to welcome you. So, how about... All right, now you get to hear us twice, and we're going to let these beautiful people leave. But before they go, I'd like each one of you just to say hello, offer your name. And this is what's going on here at Tosa Blue Mountain today while Falling Snow Woman is running back up to join into this group. So, hey, in the back, who have we here? Sebastian. Hey, this is Sebastian.
This is Jose.
Hey, Jose.
Fanny.
Hi, Fanny.
Lucas.
Woohoo! You.
Hi guys, just me.
All right, and then we have
Mashtara.
you got it. And so we wanted to all say hello to you from a very blustery, beautiful day here at Tosa Blue Mountain. I'm going to turn the screen a little bit, see if I can get you to see some of that beautiful blue. And my backlighting is just maybe a little too backlit today. But from our crew to your crew, from our tribe to your tribe, thank you for being here as part of this organization of peace, love, and joy. It's a big month ahead. So thank you guys. You are free. They were all here to say hi to you. And so while we're getting ready to come together right now, and this beautiful group of beings is off to do what they do, the magic that sustains Tosa Blue Mountain, which my heart prays one day I get to hug you here in person. But while they're off doing that, I want to invite you to stand up if you can, because December is an extraordinary moment. And I'm going to go ahead right now and switch to another microphone to make sure that you can hear me while I'm sharing this practice with you. And there we are. And I'm sure that you can hear me much better for the practices, and I am very, very grateful. And so what we are doing right now is if it's possible for you to stand up, I'm going to invite you to do that because December is the month where we step into the awareness of the choice that we made in November. So remember, November was an extraordinary moment for humanity's choice. Are you standing yet? You feeling that? Because one of those choices, I'm going to come back as far as I can. One of those choices is to really pay attention to the 5 medicines. And when we pay attention to the 5 medicines, it begins with the physical. It begins with the opportunity for us to actually be taking care of the physical, to be having that physical experience without the distraction of the physical. Because why? Because the body is your greatest lie detector. The body will always come forward and say, hey, here's what's happening in lots of different ways. So since the November choice has been anchored, and we transited that last night as we moved into, if you're catching us live, December 1, 2024. Well, in this moment right now, I want you to stand and really put your feet on the ground. I mean, really, I wore my big boots today because this is definitely, you know, they say wild soul because that's where we're at, right? We're at a wild soul moment where what is it to be wild? It is to say, I am free to be. It is the moment where you claim, I am as you are. And this moment of December 2024, we are claiming an awareness unlike anything we have ever claimed before, because this is an awareness of the choice. And remember that as I'm sharing this, I'm hearing a lot of you saying, oh, Kira, you know, I feel that choice right now. I can see it. My mind is going to a certain place. No, let it go. That's why I have you standing. Because we're going to unpack this. I'm going to show you the Ascended Numerology. I'm going to show you the visual art. I'm going to explain to you what's happening to those, all the wheels of Dharma, if you're familiar with that in Buddhism. And if you're not, don't worry about it. Because right now, everything is spinning as we prepare, because 2025 is, whoo, guys, it's a whirlwind. And you feel that? You feel the wind here? And so the whirlwind is coming. It is already here. And December gives us the gift of the awareness of the choice, because in January, we're going smack into the experience. And in the January experience, it is a beautiful moment, because in this experience, you're trying on your new life. You're trying on how things are going. And that's going to float throughout the entire month. But right now, I hope you're still standing. I hope you've been standing with me, right? Right now, as you anchor those feet, I want you to bring your hands, and first, you see what I'm doing? Just move them, bring them into prayer position, wipe them, move the energy, move your fingers, really move with that. And as you do, I want you to go ahead and just bring your hands right to your solar plexus. So as you bring your hands to your solar plexus, I want you to really breathe that in. And exhale, right? Breathing in Ave. And exhaling right from here, feel that, really work that belly, work that third chakra, because when we release the third chakra from the energy of power and dominion, when we release it into the joy of the creation itself, then this moment right now becomes powerful for you and your visions and all that you remember and have ever been. So as you have your hands right here, right now, let's go right here, third chakra, right there. I want you to go right underneath your right and your left foot. And very quickly, you can do this. You're capable of this. Even if it's the first time you've ever connected with me, you can do this right now. Underneath your right foot, right now, gold light. Underneath your left foot, right now, crystalline light. And I want you to relax your hands, pointing those fingers right down, right? Oh, my beautiful plants here. It's such a lush, beautiful tropical valley here. And so with our fingers pointing down, I want you to breathe in air through your middle fingers. And there it is. Just breathe in the air through your middle fingers, breathing it up, 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 all the way up into your heart. There it is. And when it arrives at your heart, I want you to simultaneously send it up and down. All right, we're going to do that again. So let's just activate that middle finger a little bit. Thumb, middle finger, touch, release, feel that. Because you're saying, what does all this have to do with the predictions and the energies? This is the Sunday service. How you receive this information is just as important as the information itself. Preparing your body, opening up your channels, freeing your mind, expanding. That is what consciousness is. And so in this moment, as we are activating right here, okay, we're going to bring our hands right here. We're going to breathe in that energy, and then we're going to shoot it up and down simultaneously, breathing in Ave, igniting the center. Let's do that again. Breathing in Ave, opening the center. And now feel your feet. And notice a sense of being lifted or lifting. Invite yourself to just invite your feet to be relaxed. To invite your feet to say, I am here to support you. And to notice what your feet may be sharing with you. Because for too many years now, ever since the millennium, anything that we've done that has us walking on the earth is actually been felt as a heavy bounce to Mother Gaia. And so in this moment of the awareness of the choice, let us first bring all of our love and attention to the field of creation that sustains this potentiality so that we may indeed expand consciousness beyond where it has ever been before, to where we may birth the new world while we are in this body of form without it being in a book we left behind, without it being something we sit and talk about. That's what we're doing right here at Toast of Blue Mountain. We are in the awareness of our choice, and that's why everyone you saw here lives here. This is residential community. And so this is a moment where if you are ready, then what are you doing? Because that's the awareness of the choice. If you have made the choice, then what is the action you are taking? So let me jump right now. Let me jump to the incredible November calendar. All right, so here we are, gazing at the November calendar, and forgive me, I could only find it in my keynote, I apologize. But as you look at the November calendar, what is so important here is to look what we've just come through. I want you to go back and look at yesterday, November 30th. And then as you do, pay attention to that Mercury retrograde that came in on the 26th. And through that, I'm now going to share with you the December. Because where we are right now in December is extremely important. It's just extremely important. And it brings us into a moment where we are able to ask ourselves, am I drowning? And this is really important because many people, and I want to forgive me, I'm trying to find my share button and I can't find my mouse. There it is. Okay. So let me bring this calendar up for you because I think it's really important for you to gaze at it. And then we'll do the Ascended Numerology as well, because as we are coming forward, the 2025 whirlwind is remembrance. And that remembrance comes in with this Mercury retrograde. So look at this month and look where we're going, because this month, the awareness of this month is like two halves, especially when we have the peak of the Geminids, because when those Geminids peak on the 14th, 15th, they're peaking in the energy of a full moon and the release of the Mercury retrograde. So this is like a boom, boom, boom. This middle of December, the 14th and 15th, is going to be just this incredible peak moment of energy. It's like this release and clarity, and I am here, I am here, I am here. It's this moment where you feel the wind, even as I'm sharing it with you. And this is going to be building and building and building and building until we get to that equinox, because we will once again find ourselves saying, okay, now that I know I am here, which is happening on the 14th and 15th, now that I know I am here, then how do I bring that harmonic frequency of the equanimity, of the balance of the masculine and the feminine? How do I bring that in to this December 21 moment? Because we are going to start feeling as if we are, and when I say we, I'm saying collectively, by the time we hit that weekend of December 14th, 15th, there's going to be an intensified experience, is the only word I want to offer you, of what many will want to create as even a greater sense of polarity. And so here's the thing. I know, and I want to take a second and step back, because I want to catch you up on where the universe has been sending me and what's been happening, because all of this is part of what's happening, building toward this new year, preparing for 2025. I mean, literally preparing for 2025. And again, whether this is the first time you've ever connected with this show, or whether it's your thousandth or millionth, whatever potentiality you are in, and whatever realm or date sequence that you receive this, I am, as you are, aware that you are here. And I am grateful, because it is the time. It's the time for the completeness of our actions as they emerge through wholeness. So what does that mean? It's the time of the completion of our actions as they emerge through wholeness. Well, for me, that means that the journey of my life that began with the moment of Shri's ascension, that journey has now come into that moment, that activation of wholeness. I am the unified field of Sri Ramka Kira Ra. I exist so that this field of potentiality may remain open, for that you can be the same. To stand in wholeness is to unify all around you. To be able to do that requires some liberation of the brain. It requires you to stand in the center. And today I brought one of my prayer wheels with me. I have some others that are actually in our museum. But I've been talking about prayer wheels recently and Dharma. And you notice how easily this prayer wheel spins. And look how fast it's spinning while my arm is barely moving. The stillness causing the action. So imagine the top of this right now spinning with all of the medicines, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. And as I hold the wheel of consciousness itself, I command the spin. But you see that I can get this spinning very quickly, and I'm turning it in any direction, with virtually no motion except a firm grip on consciousness. And I brought this in today because, number one, I love what a prayer wheel does. I love where it takes you. I love how prayer wheels move you. And I've been very blessed to be in extraordinary places. And what I have found is that there are prayer wheels that exist in so many different ways. And that, as you know, I am still working on a film about Canada. And the reason I haven't finished it is because I am being called back to the North as well. And what is happening is that I was specifically called to be in the Northern Highlands in a very remote experience of Canada during the presidential election of the United States. I even extended my trip because it was so important I was supposed to stay there. And without any intentionality or even awareness at the time that the tickets were booked, I will now be in the Detroit area on Inauguration Day. As a matter of fact, or I will be flying that night and coming back to Ecuador at that moment. I find this very important to share because right now, everything is about the coming together. And the unified field of the North and the South is playing out in every aspect of your life. And how this is playing out, and I want to offer you a share. Forgive me, I need to bring up the graphic before I can share it. But how this is playing out is that this is absolutely commanding the 5 medicines. It is this experience of the prayer wheel, and I want to offer this to you right now as a share. So as you gaze at the screen, what is happening in the December moment is that you are being called, if you relax into this graphic, you are being called to be the still center. You are being called to hold the center, to be right there with consciousness. But the north and the south are the medicine of the physical and the medicine of the mental. And this is important to understand as the north and the south are trying to come to their unification, because that which is spinning the fastest is in the physical. That which is trying to hold on is in the mental. And the only way this works is if you stay in the center of consciousness to command the two together. Because when the two work together, the East and the West effortlessly weave. What are the East and the West? The emotional and the spiritual. What holds it all together? Consciousness. And one of the things that's been happening right now is that the water of our planet is speaking again in every way. It's speaking here in Ecuador. And as the water is speaking, I am watching my dear friends in the Amazon literally dying. People that some of you know. The outreach from Global Minga needs to be bigger, and we need you to help us. Go to shrincare.com and donate. The other thing that's happening is that as I'm watching this happen in the Amazon, I'm reminded of those that are sitting, for example, in Flint, Michigan, where long after the cameras went away, that problem is still there. And so one of the reasons I will be in the Detroit area is to actually become more versed and aware about the unified field through the water and the care of the water, and how we can bring ourselves together, how we can move forward and serve all. That's the awareness of the choice. The awareness of the choice is, how do I move forward and serve all? How do I integrate this information? What am I being placed in front of? What's happening in my life journey right now? How is all this weaving? And remember, if you'd like to ask me a question, you can go right into the chat and Sue will bring me those questions, because the goal is to understand. So in this call to be in the North, I mean, I cannot even believe I'm going to Michigan in January, much less to the United States in January. That I never saw coming. But in that coming, what I know is that I'm meant to also meet you. And so make a note, send an email right now if you want to be the first to get the information. But on Saturday, January 18, I will be hosting a salon for those that would like to come join me. And so if you want all that information, it's going to go out publicly very soon. Send an email to support@selfascension.com that says, yes, I want to see Kira in Detroit, and I will actually be in Ann Arbor. That's where it's actually going to be. And so as we are moving into this moment right now, as we are moving forward, what I want you to hear in this experience is that the Ascended Numerology for this month, while a mirror of November, here it is. You see this? The Ascended Numerology, look at your body, look to the right. You don't even need to understand it. You don't even need to get it. But look what's going on with the upper realm saying, I am here, I am here, I am here, I am here. And here's what's really powerful. Look at the left side. The left side is where we receive. The left side is where we bring it all in. The left side is that divine energy. Well, that left side is working overtime with your lotus chakra and the right side manifesting into form. But here's what's really important to pay attention to. Look at your body. The only chakra that is actually really holding this together, and this is profound, is the second. This is about love. This is about creation. This is about, what do you really want? How beautiful do you want it to be? And don't hold back. Let it be. Let it come forward, and do it from the space of the wholeness. And this is what's so important for December, is this wholeness, because it's a huge cosmic month. Now, what does that mean? Look at the split on the body. Okay, so remember I told you earlier, it's going to be like 2 months, right? It's really going to be like 2 months. Well, look at the wheel. Do you see anything between the 12 and the 5? And what's so powerful here is that it's the 11 to the 6, which means there's a slight imbalance, which means what you're seeing is the energy that's going to feel like, for many, darkness or pulling toward darkness is going to feel like it has a slight advantage. And this is going to happen during December, and it's going to make your power center kind of funky, and you're going to be like, whoa, what's happening here? However, the reality is it does not, because that 10-12 propulsion, the 10-11 propulsion is so profound and so powerful, and that 1 and the 1 equaling 1 again compensates when the activation of the creative energy of love is applied. Whew, take a breath, right? And so now I want you to go back. You might want to go back and listen to that part again, because just gazing at the chart shows you the momentum of the awareness. If you are open to really saying yes to you, to your divine nature, if you are open to all that you have ever been, then welcome literally to the Grand Championships. Because what's happening right now is that we are in this moment, and I'm so excited to be shepherding all of you through this next year. I've got so much information coming out about it. We are opening, really check this out, in this whirlwind, we are opening the original psychic gateways for multi-dimensional clairvoyant expansion. Just really breathe that in, because this is really happening. We are right now collectively, because the way our consciousness has been rising, because we're working on our bodies, because we are reverse aging, because we're commanding those prayer wheels right now. I mean, in this moment, right? We are opening these original psychic gateways for multidimensional clairvoyant expansion. This is the knowing that the 9th dimension is here for you. And I know it's accessible because that's where I live. That is what the gift of Shri gave me, was to take this year and anchor this 9th dimensional presence to demonstrate the unified field. And so everyone, without exception, and everything holds a key to this, because these keys are yours to discover and to live. This isn't something we talk about. We're living it here. Every person that comes here for a retreat, every person that comes here, their lives shift. Because in the purity of the energy and surrounded by, the purest air on the planet and fresh food, in that energy, you restore quickly and you are able to move forward and you are able to breathe. And that's what this is about. Because just as we have energetic trip switches all throughout this potentiality, things that we left behind that when we're ready, we're going to trip them, there are also the keys. And these keys are ready to be reclaimed. Remember, this Mercury retrograde is remembrance. And they're reclaimed through the acceleration, the vast acceleration of consciousness. And this is what brings me to the magic and the beauty of the ancestral cacao that's coming out of the jungles now, back to the water, back to the jungles, back to what's happening. Right now, and I think I shared with some of you, I was very blessed a few weeks ago to have an incredible shamanist come from the incredible fincas that have this ancestral cacao to offer a ceremony that was so profoundly awakeningly here that during the ceremony, I felt the energy and the transmissions of the elders that were working with her coming through my hands. And afterwards, I was able to pick up all the implements, and it was like I had been doing it forever. And I knew then that along with being called to the north, and I have been to Canada, and now I'm going to be in the Detroit area in January, that between that time, and this is happening this week, I must go deep into the jungles, disconnect, and be with those that are carrying this wisdom so that the ancestors may speak from the south. Because the energy of the waters, the energy of the south, the energy of the truth of our ancestral energies, the truth that is beyond the manipulation, all of that is coming forward. And just as I said yes to going up to Canada, just as I have said yes to going up to the Detroit area, I am saying yes to going into the depth of the jungle to say and be with the ancestors in whatever way they see as the moment to be with. And I will absolutely be filming from there, because in this moment, cacao is coming out of the jungle. In this moment, skies are getting bluer for those areas that are carrying purity. In this moment, the greatest thing that is happening in this month, in this beautiful, beautiful month of December, is that consciousness itself is being revealed through unification. And I want you to really feel that, because this is a profound moment. When consciousness itself is coming in, it's a profound moment. And so here we are. And as we are here, it's really important to remember that this type of ascended process, this type of thing, this is beyond any type of a gadget. You don't need a gadget. You don't need to be working with anything, but you do need to be working with yourself. Because the key to unlocking of your greatest potentiality is the opening of your cosmic prime meridians. I mean, truly opening your cosmic prime meridians, understanding what they are, so that you have this reharmonization. It's all frequency, but that reharmonization is unique for each being. Some of the frequencies may be the same, but one person can listen to a tone and another person can listen to the tone, and they're going to have two totally different experiences. But when you're able to take all the tones that come together and sit with that being, as I have the honor of doing when you come here, and play your soul song, then in that moment, it's this reharmonious connection with all of your cosmic connectors. It's the ignition of the ascended chakras. And that's what this experience, that's what this awareness of the choice is doing for us. To be able to stand in the middle of the 5 medicines as the one that is spinning the prayer wheel. Feel that, because that is the truth. That is who you are. And so, for 22 years, Shri and I we stood diligently before you, and we would say things that made people crazy because they were early and they were ahead of our time. And I remember when we talked about the collapse of the 4th dimension and the erosion of the 5th dimension. But we have steadfastly held that together. And as his final act of blessings for all of us here in this field of potentiality, Sri Ramka said, I will ascend now at this moment so that you, Master Lady Kira, can receive the full potentiality that you are here to do, so that unified in that field of awareness, others can do the same. That's what this month of December is about. That's what's going to be so important post-equinox. That's why the stabilization at the year end is not assured. Getting into January the way things are now, looking at the way things are right now and saying, oh yeah, everything's on track, this one feels that or whatever. And this is in your own life. I'm talking about every aspect of your life. Right now, in this moment, and I mean right now, this is the moment for you to say, okay, what am I willing to do? What am I willing to see? If I gaze at everything that is around me, what am I really willing to be? Excuse me, I'm going to pick up my nice glasses. That's how busy our wind is. Taking a breath on that. Just really taking a breath on that, because I want you to imagine your life right now living in conscious awareness of the 9th dimension. Just really take a moment of that and say, okay. And you might say, well, gosh, what is the 9th dimension? What does that look like? How does that work for me? And I think what's important is to remember that I'm going to go back to the Einstein-Rosen bridge, and I want to show that to you. And it looks like Sue's coming with some comments. So before I cut to a screen share, because I heard Falling Snow Woman walking up here, here's Falling Snow Woman with your comments. We do it the old-fashioned way. So Falling Snow Women, please let us know. Hi, guys. And when we're done with your comments, I'm coming back to the Einstein-Rosen bridge and more about what's happening in December.
Okay, so first from Nava.
Okay, they're not going to hear you. Off my headset. And okay, now you can hear us. So go ahead.
Okay, so first from Nava.
Hi, Nava.
How beautiful that MLKR is in Detroit on January 18th. What a blessing.
Yeah, I'm holding my breath, but what I want to do is hear from you. You guys going to come see me? It's a private salon. It's going to be a beautiful moment of expansion and sharing. And I will make available some private appointments as well. If you guys want to hang out with me, I would love that very much. And I have some other very special people that may be there with me as well.
And from Bhatia.
Hi, Bhatia.
The 5 years of going to TOSA, I have physically and mentally changed.
Thank you. I think the 8 years, I'm now in my 8th year living here, I have physically and mentally and spiritually and emotionally changed as well. And I think that's the power of our clean air, our beautiful, brilliant blue skies, lack of any chemtrails, fresh air, as you can see. So thank you. And we look forward to seeing you at New Year. And hey, if you want to know about New Year, go to shrinkhair.com or tosabluemountain.com and get here for New Year.
And Derek says,
Hi, Derek.
thank you for helping me anchor my key.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one, Derek. I actually really just felt that in your third chakra. So thank you for accepting your creation and your empowerment through the gift of joy. What a gift for all of us to remember. Thank you, Derek.
And one more from Nava.
Hi, Nava.
Thank you for your sharing. I am already feeling more balanced through your sharing, and the prayer wheel seems to have many messages with it, and I am feeling it fits right in with the 5 medicines, ?
Oh, yes. And that is why, most likely, that this might have come in. That is why I was showing. And let me go ahead. I think I have that back up where I can still share with you. I do. There we go. So if you gaze at this graphic, what you're going to notice, you might have to adjust your eyes a little bit, is there it is. You see the prayer wheel right there in the center? Because remember, what the prayer wheel is doing right now is it's actually that energy of holding consciousness, that energy of the prayer wheel is very much about that north and south. But when you look at the middle, right, the middle is the medicine of consciousness itself. That middle is you. That's very much where the water exists. That's why the flow, remember that water takes on all of its forms. And so is your consciousness, what state of flow is your consciousness in? And that's why today, when we did our practice, that's why we ended it by going up and down into that infinite up and down simultaneously, very much the Shiva Linga energy, that which has no beginning and that which has no end, anchoring into that, bringing that wisdom forward so that in this moment of the awareness of the choice, we stand in our creative center of December, trusting and really being in the vision and expansion without limitation, hesitancy, fear, or doubt of our divine cosmic connection.
Beautiful. I have one more.
We have one more.
From Gary.
Hey, Gary, good to see you, sweetheart.
I have heard all of our souls singing in perfect harmony and so much love. I could barely stand it. We are beautiful. Much love. Namaste.
Yes, 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 yes. And we look forward to when we can hold you in person. Maybe it'll be in Detroit. Or maybe down here at Tosa Blue Mountain, but thank you. And again, if you have any questions about anything that I'm sharing today, she is down there diligently making sure that I'm going to get those questions. Thank you. Thank you, Falling Snow Woman. Thank you so much. And so right before we had the gift of talking to you, and I love hearing from you, and remember, also leave a message, you know, when you watch this again, and I always encourage you, especially if you caught us live, to watch this broadcast again. Leave me a message in the chat, or in the message board there. I do respond. We respond to every single message that's left for us here at YouTube. And you can always reach out to support@selfascension.com to send me a private message. And I always look forward to hearing from you as well. So let's take in a breath right now, remembering that Ascended Numerology. I'm going to go back to that for 1 second before I open the Einstein-Rosen bridge, because I really want to make sure that you're getting a real feel for what's happening with all these dates. So as we look at that, first and foremost, remember that December 2024 itself is the 6th. And this is why that second chakra energy is so profound right now. Remember also, you know, I always like to share the caveat that with the 6 is the one that thinks they can do it all, they will hold it all, and that this 6 is not, it's going into the infinite presence, right? It's the 6 plus the infinite. But when it comes back out, and you can see when it's coming back out, today, right now, today, is this incredible new moon energy. And it's a visionary new moon, and it's right now, and it's the visionary new moon of infinite potential. So I really encourage you, if you're catching this live or on the day you catch this, we're going to embody that energy into this so that you're infinitely connecting with that energy in the infinite potentiality of all that you have ever been. In the gift of being right now with those that you are with, in the field of potentiality that's in front of you, in this new moon as we birth, right now, it is in the energy of the one and the one, which will always be one again. We are expanding through the wholeness, coming together at this beautiful round table, each as a collaborator. That is the way of the new world in 2025, the collaboration. And I'm so excited about everything that we're birthing here and all of the collaborations you'll be able to co-create with us. Make sure you get to ShriKira.com and get on the e-card. Make sure you get on that list. It's right there. You'll even get a beautiful ebook when you do. But in this 1-and-1, again, look over at your body and what do you see? That is that left divine energy. And if you look at the calendar, we are in this beautiful 11 until we get to the Geminid peak expansion, which is the 10, which basically is just giving us more support again. And then we're going to go right back to the 11. So this is a bing, bing, bing. This is right now. Your divine energy field is talking to you, and the 6 is holding you, and the infinite is supporting you. And you are getting ready to have this beautiful moment of divine vision meets manifest vision, divine vision meets manifest vision. And this is the first half of this month. Now, remember, all energy is neutral. So in the first half of this month, every single being is going through this. Whether they're conscious of it or not is another thing. Because remember that it's very easy to control this section of people if they are either terrified or afraid. But if you are lifted into the joy, right? Because remember, you got this peace, love, joy energy going on. So if you're lifted into the joy, if you're holding the love, if you are in the creation energy right now, then this is wildest dreams come true. And it's going to come true so fast, so beautiful. You're going to be like, oh my God. And remember, this is what's instantaneously manifesting is based upon everything that you've done to put it into motion, right? Everything that you've done to put it into motion. You know, that's why today I started out, I call these my Prince glasses, but don't you love, look, they're Shivas, you see that? I, of course, added the peacock feather. I pulled these out today because we are at that moment where we need greater vision, where if we are going to be trusting our divine nature, then what brings you joy in your divine nature? I love to dance. I love to wear what I wear. I love to be me. I love my silly glasses. What brings you joy? What brings you the dance? Because this is the month of the dance. We are dancing. And so the question is, do you want to dance or do you want to dance? This is that moment. And the universe is calling out to you. So as you're breathing that in, notice again your 3rd chakra, right? As I take off my salute to Prince. But go to your 3rd chakra again and notice the wheel, because pay attention to what's going to happen on the full moon. When Mercury retrograde completes, you're sitting there again at the 11. Mercury retrograde completes, it's a full moon. Right now today, and again, this is happening on that weekend, this is happening on the 15th. So right now, you are in a 14-day window. And in this 14-day window right now, what are you remembering? What are you creating? What are you bringing in? And remembering that I am as you are. I am as you are. To move through every single experience in the energy of knowing that when my eyes meet your eyes, I am you, you are me. I wear malas of it all. Because there is no separation. Separation is the illusion. It is the illusion that we keep bringing into ourselves over and over and over again. And at the end of the day, it perpetuates that which destroys your creation. It perpetuates that which seeks to keep you in a perpetual state of fear, doubt, and hesitancy. Right now in this moment, and I mean literally in this moment, we are so blessed. We are so blessed to have before us right now the moment of living in the conscious awareness of the ninth dimension. I mean, imagine yourself living in conscious awareness of the ninth dimension, where you are the witness again. It's a level of being a witness that embodies, I call it childlike freedom, with all of the wisdom of the journey, the discernment of the words, the discernment of the recognition, and the remembrance and the gift of living as the divine servant. to be and know that you have the capacity to honestly embody your divine presence while in this form. And I want you to hear this with all of my heart and soul. This is really beyond catchy words and clickbait. I just need you to hear that. You guys know that this is your truth. This is just your truth. And that's why this new year is so important. That's why I'm so honored for those of you that are going to be here live. And I have been told not to, any of the New Year events will not be broadcast except for the Ensoulment, New Year's Eve. We will be doing that broadcast from the pyramid. But what's happening right now is so sacred and beautiful and deep and loving that this is the energy of the new world. And it's important for you to know, yes, it does take ignitions of pathways. Yes, it does take the ability to have connections that are within you remembered, touched, experienced, and brought forward. Because they're in you, but mostly they're forgotten. And in the pathways of fear, doubt, and hesitancy, we bury them. We bury them beneath layers of self-judgment. We bury them beneath a frozen block of ice. And look at that 6 o'clock this month. Think of it as a frozen block of ice, okay? The ice is holding us. We are on a flow. But that ice needs to relax into its other forms, all the same ice, but it needs to relax into those other forms to come into the totality. It is a moment right now where when we are frozen in the 6 o'clock, while deep within yearning and knowing, right? Even if you're here skeptical, deep within you, or you wouldn't be here. And no matter how much your mind tells you anything else, 6 o'clock, deep within you is that awareness. Because 2025 is a whirlwind. It is an extraordinary whirlwind. And the gift of this whirlwind, because there's always a gift, is that it will very, very quickly, and I mean like this, it's not a tornado, it's a whirlwind. And I want to add the words of creation. So it's actually quite extraordinary. And so that whirlwind of creation, and look at the alchemical guide, it is the December visual art. That whirlwind of creation will quickly, and I mean very, very quickly, sweep away anything that was woven within your creation, but was not woven with the threads of sincerity, love, and presence. So there might be some threads in your weaving right now that are going to start blowing away. Every once in a while, a sweater just loses some threads. Well, that's what's going to happen right now. There's going to be those that were woven into that which you are, into the fabric of your divine nature, that those threads are going to release, and they will find their way into the weavings where they are more comfortable. And this is something not to lament. This is something to be aware of, because what's going to happen is that while those threads, while this whirlwind is going to quickly relax that all, and this is going to happen very quickly, guys. I'm talking December, January, done. And so as those threads are unwinding, it's also going to call forward all, and I mean all capital letters, of the most harmonious fibers that will weave the quilt of now, that will weave the coat of now, that will call forward and support your majesty as the divine, incredible, benevolent masculine, this beautiful divine feminine in equanimity, dancing in the creation and the joy of all that is and all that has ever been. So how does that feel to hear? I mean, honestly, how does that feel to hear? Because what I'm sharing is this is every color, every thread, every aspect, every design. I want you to really imagine that. Imagine this beautiful quilt being woven with the gift of love and sacred intention. Imagine right now that this moment, this December moment of the awareness of the choice is your quilt. And that we are here right now holding hands in this circle of collaboration. Why don't you stand up again? Why don't you stand up again? And I'm going to go ahead and put my headset back on so that I can move away a little bit. Because if you stand up, what I'm going to ask you to do right now is to please bring your hands in a prayer position. There we are. Standing, those feet, shoulder width, hands in prayer position, and you want to have a nice straight line. Keep that back as straight as you can. And I'm going to go sideways so you remember how we do it, but we're going to open the sea of neutrality. And the way that we do that is I am here, pushing out. See that? I'm going to do it again. All right, go this way this time. Hands straight. There we are. I am here, pushing out as a sea of neutrality. Breathing in a beautiful Ave Sa breath, because being here as the sea of neutrality ignites the water. It ignites you to be aware, to stay consciously present to the flow of water, to the unified field of the north and the south, to hold the prayer wheel, to be the center of consciousness, to focus on the unification of all the medicines, and to just notice virtually no activity for a lot of result. Standing in the center of consciousness, aware of how fast the law of instantaneous manifestation will create. As we breathe in together, I want to invite you today to go reconnect with your peace, with your love, and with your joy. With all that is my heart, I want to bring you again into the blessing of the Einstein-Rosen bridge, and to remind you that we are here. We are here right now because of the concentric dimensionality and spiral time that opened up many years ago now, 5 years ago now. And so all of this has come in, but this torus field of creation right there in the center, that Einstein-Rosen bridge, is where your conscious awareness resides eternally. You are the 0 point energy field. You are the one that is creating and constantly regenerating. You are the one that is being called right now to hold thyself in the center. And I'm going to put up the 5 medicines again. To hold yourself in the center right now as the essence of the 5 medicines. And what happens is that as these 5 medicines are spinning, and they are, as they continue to do that, you are right now becoming adapted or acclimated to being in the center, to being that one, the field of energy that is yours to carry and create, to be the one that is here saying yes. And I'm inviting you to really breathe that in. I mean, to really, really breathe that in, because in the breathing of that comes all that has ever been. So as we move forward in this moment, I want to invite you to bring your hands to your heart. And I want to invite you again to remember, because that's what Mercury retrograde is inviting you to do. Remember. To remember beyond fear, to remember beyond doubt, to remember. And in that memory, I would like to share that you are here now, emerging out of a life that has already transformed. You're just catching up with it. 2024 set the stage. It was the year. It's everything that we have called forward. And in that mini choice that was made in November, that's the foreshadowing of the 2025 choices, the whirlwind has appeared. And everything in your life is inviting you right now to be like our wind today. Let it blow through you. Begin the dance. Stay strong in your visioning. And I invite you to visit shriandkira.com and check out everything that's happening. There's a lot coming in for 2025. I'm going to be doing a lot more quick lives right here at YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed at YouTube, official Shri and Kira. And I also encourage you to visit tosabluemountain.com and come down here. Give yourself the gift of what it's like to eat whole food picked fresh. Hang out with incredible beings that are committed to really calling in the new world. Living as the prayer wheel. Expanding. And if you're ready for the ultimate journey, be with me. Be with those that have already said yes for the new year. Because this new year, what we are opening and the portals that are being held, the ignitions that are coming forward, the attunements that are yours to receive, are nothing more than the lift for the whirlwind that will be yours to command. I love you with all of my heart. From my nirvana here at our beautiful Shangri-La Valley, 7,500 feet in the Andes Mountains, to your beautiful nirvana. Remember that the illusion is that which you create. And in December, the creation is meant to be extraordinary. So have a whole lot of fun. I love you. Many blessings, and I look forward to seeing you again.